Hey, Anchor Church. We just want to make a quick video for you to get to know Ramzi and Hailey Bitar a little bit better. Hopefully you've already heard that they have just come on staff as our new Anchor Kids pastors. So we're going to just take a few minutes, ask a few questions, get to know their heart, their personality a little bit, and then it's your job to have more conversations and get to know them better. Ramzi, Hailey, welcome aboard. We are so incredibly grateful, love you guys, and excited for the future as we build this church together with the vision God has, and so grateful that He's brought you a part of the team. We want to get to know you a little bit, so I don't know who starts this off, but how in the world did you two meet?
Yeah, we actually met in kids ministry. So at the previous church that I worked at, Hailey was a leader there in the kids ministry. And we were having a leaders appreciation barbecue at Fort Missoula, and it was just a great night. We were kind of standing around the barbecue, and I sparked up a conversation. I thought, kind of as staff, it was a fellowshipping duty for me to go talk to such a pretty woman, and we talked, and we just had such a fun-filled conversation, and yeah, I really just loved how she was dressed, honestly, and it was such a fun conversation that I knew that I wanted to get to know that girl better. Yeah.
Love it.
Well, the thing that I remember the most is that we both kind of pieced together that we were from Missoula, and we talked about what year we graduated, and Ramzi's 6 years older than me, so I was like, oh, 2005, okay. But no, we just had a lot of fun and had fun serving together in kids ministry.
Yeah, I was trying to sneak without asking the age directly how old she was by saying, like, when did you graduate? And she said 2011, and I was just kind of like, am I too old to be her friend? But we just hit it off, and that's how we met.
I love it. So you met in kids ministry, and now here we go.
Yeah,
it's the best. Okay, not relationally, unless the story goes that way. But Hailey, will you tell us some fun story that we need to know about Ramzi?
Heck yeah! So Ramzi is like super organized, Mr. Prepared. Always has everything ready to go. Has more than enough. Is the guy that's like, oh, Ramzi will have that. Like I didn't think of that, but he will. Is the day after our wedding, and we're going on our honeymoon. We're going to Cancun, and we're getting ready to like go like to the airport, and Ramzi's like, I don't have any clean clothes. I'm like, you're not even like packed?
Busy week. It was a busy week.
So we're literally like throwing his dirty clothes in the suitcase, and I think half of our honeymoon fund, not really, but went to like paying to get his laundry done at our resort. So
incredible.
Yeah, one of the few times I can think that he wasn't ready.
3/4 full of my suitcase was dirty clothes.
Yeah.
Dirty items that were necessary for the trip, because the wedding week was a beautiful blur for sure.
I love it. All right, Ramzi, return the favor with some fun story we need to know about Hailey.
Yeah, definitely. Hailey just has a love for everything, and a love for animals and people too. And I was driving home. I work at Community Medical Center too, so this is recently in mid-COVID season, 50-minute commute both ways, and 12.5-hour days at the hospital. And so I was just driving back. Hailey's usually calling to see, hey, what can I make you for dinner? What can I have ready for you to make your night easier or spend more time with you? And she calls, and I was assuming it was a conversation like that, and she just says, Ramzi, I'm really worried. And I was thinking, oh man, I don't know if I can really handle I'm worried conversation right now. And she goes, the goats are out. And we don't live on a farm. We don't have any pets. But I knew what goats she was talking about. There's this really cool herd of goats on our drive home, and she says, Ramzi, I think the goats are out. I think they're in between the fence and the highway. And I was kind of thinking, okay, But I said, well, should I do something about it? And she's like, yeah, you need to stop and try to get them back in the pasture. And so I whip a Yui and pull onto the shoulder in the Prius, and I do a very squeaky Prius honk, and the 6 to 8 goats that were outside the fence wiggled their way through the little square wiring, and one kind of got stuck for a little while. But then after that, the entire herd of goats basically stampeded the barn where all the ranch hands and farmers were at. And so in order to avoid getting shot down the Bitterroot, I peeled out in the Prius and went home. But we saved the goats, so.
I love it. Herding goats is like a good precursor to Anchor Kids. You got it. Tell us something that you're most excited about or what you love about kids ministry as you jump into this role at Anchor.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. I am a teacher, so I just love any chance to be creative and have fun with kids and getting to share about Jesus and just share that message is an added delight to that.
Awesome.
And I think my favorite parts of children's ministry, I love sharing testimony and I love building testimony. Revelations tells us that we defeat the evil one by the blood of the Lamb and the power of our testimony. Yeah. And some of my favorite parts of ministry are listening to how kids encouraged other kids to live a more fruitful life, or kids through the teachings of Jesus have encouraged their parents to be more fruitful, or parents that have been affected by the teachings and the interactions with children's ministry have then influenced another friend group or peer parenting group, or it just encouraged someone to just be living the life that God has intended for them through sharing and developing testimony through the teaching and just fellowshipping opportunities inside and outside the church.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, let's assume right now we got some Anchor kids watching, and if you could just take 1 minute to address the Anchor kids specifically, what's something you'd like to tell our Anchor kids?
Just want to say hi, kids. We love you. God loves you. We're for you, and you need to just know that God's for you too. Yeah. We're already proud of you. If you're watching, if you're tuned in, if you're thinking about loving Jesus or you love Jesus, we're proud of you. So we're with you. God's with you. We're for you. God's for you. Yeah. We're proud of you, and God's proud of you, and we're just excited to bring the teachings of Jesus and the love and the fun of Jesus to you at Anchor Kids in an exciting new way. Yeah.
So awesome. All right, we got some parents watching. Parents of Anchor Kids. What's something you'd like to tell the parents of Anchor Kids right now?
Okay. Just that we are so excited and honored that you trust us and are excited to send your kids to hang out with us, and looking forward to deepening our relationship with you and your family, and excited for when we can actually be all together again.
Yes. All right, and last question, and Anchor Kids, you're going to have to answer this question as well. You can have your parents help you in the comment section. But if you had the opportunity to go to a zoo, what animal or what exhibit are you most excited about? And then Anchor Kids, you're going to, in the comments, tell us if you could go to the zoo, what animal you want to see.
Heck yeah.
I think that what's coming to my mind is I love animals in the water. I think it's just funny and fun to see animals in the water. A big animal that I'm not really quite sure how swims is the hippopotamus, and I think they've just got those big flapping jaws, and watching the hippos play in the middle of the summer in the hot sun and splashing in the water just sounds really great.
Love it.
I'm excited to see the giraffes. I'm not very tall, and they are very tall, so plus they have really cool black tongues, so pretty
Love
legit.
it. So, we got the hippo and we got the giraffe. Anchor Kids, if you know anything about hippos and giraffes, tell them when you see Ramzi and Hailey. And will you in the comment section say, hey Ramzi and Hailey, this is the animal I would like to see. Anchor Church, if you guys already know Ramzi and Hailey, I'm sure you already love them. They're incredible. Those of you who haven't had a chance to get to meet them, go say hello, welcome them to the team, and ask them some questions, get to know them. We love you, Anchor Church. We love you, Anchor Kids. So excited for what Jesus is building in this community. Excited to begin opening up our children's ministry once again. And you're amazing. Stay tuned for the next steps we take. And make sure you welcome the Bitars to the team. Love you, church.
Love you guys. Bye, kids. Bye, parents.